Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a Mascot horror tier list video, and what I think on some of my opinions of current Mascot horror games. This is just a list that I wanted to share my thoughts on all of these games on this tier list, and I'll put here. Anyway, today let's go into explaining. We're going to do this on order on the tier list screen. This is actually someone else's tier list, but anyway, let's do this. Let's start with Five Nights at Freddy's 3. A lot of people consider this game to just be a weak entry in the franchise, but overall, the game's not terrible. It's okay. Really, it's okay. It's just like its gameplay just doesn't look as good as the graphics as much as the first game or the second game. The gameplay can just be kind of okay. The gameplay is just not as good. The cameras just look ugly. It's like heck or hell. I mean, like, seriously, they look ugly as hell. I don't care. Like, they look like that. But overall, the lore and story is great in FNAF 3, like, without a doubt. The lore is great. It's so good, and it's really well. And now it makes it a really okay franchise to me anyway. So overall, Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is an okay game, even though I like the lore. Anyway, there's Five Nights at Freddy's Help 1. And I never played it, but whenever I'm seeing of it, it looks like an amazing game. It looks like a entry in the franchise before Security Breach that is like much better. Even Ruins coming out in July, and it looks freaking awesome. It looks like that. And so Help 1, and I like the gameplay for it. It's such like a VR experience of a game that's like so well made. And is really good. And it is much better than Security Breach. So Help Wanted, where am I going to play Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted is a very good game. Next one is this game. I don't know what it's really called, but anyway, I'll just put it on never played. Then there's Bendy and Dark Revival. This game is freaking amazing. Like, seriously, this game is freaking amazing. The gameplay, it fixes every problem with anything we should create in gameplay, graphics, story, all of that freaking things. Almost all of that. I mean, seriously. All that freaking thing. All of that. Bendy and Dark Revival. The story is amazing because every other Mascot horror game is like, oh, explore the secrets of this facility and don't lose your life in sanity over these cuddly monsters. That's like all the other games. But Bendy and Dark Revival, seeing Audrey grow as a character is something that's really good. And you have to credit the Meatly, or whatever the developer's name for this game is. It's so well. The game is really good. It's such a good game. It's a masterpiece. It might not be a masterpiece, but it's such a good game, and it works so well. You know, it's a little bit but it's like such a game, and I can't believe we just let it fall on dead ears after like a month of its original release, because we got like stupid, shitty things like Garten of Banban and like Rainbow Friends now. So I'm like, really, Bendy and the Dark Revival. I just gotta say, this game is amazing. This is amazing. I'm putting it on the amazing tier list here. Next one, Garten of Banban. Nah. Fuck this game. Nah. Fuck this game. Seriously, this game is awful. This sucks. It's probably the worst video game franchise of all time. I am being completely serious. It's literally 15 minutes long, and Let's Play's videos are 17 minutes long. The game is awful. It sucks. The monsters are literally just color blobs. I already explained it in my videos. It's a stupid game. The gameplay, it's a rip-off of Poppy Playtime made to make money. I don't know. And it's the same devs who made a school shooting game. So, alright, this game is awful. Next one is Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. One of my best FNAF games. My favorite FNAF game of all time, Pizzeria Simulator. The reason why I like this so much is because at the beginning, it makes it feel like it's just some like pathetic game as bad as like Garten of Banban. But then when you go back, there's horror elements. It makes it's such a balance between a fun experience and a scary experience. It's such a scary game. It's so well, and I just love it like so much. It does some pretty good job at doing that, and it's something that I think that all of you guys should play. It's an amazing game made by Scott Coffin, and it includes an emotional conclusion for the main plot of the entire franchise. Even the Ultimate Custom Night, Pizzeria Simulator and Ultimate Custom Night set that up. And the lore has a lot of unanswered questions. The gameplay is so good. So overall, the game is amazing. Next one is Doki Doki Literature Club. I think this is, but I just never play it. I'll just put it on one to play. Then there's Sister Location. Okay, I can't even say that this is one of my favorites in the franchise at all, actually. But the problem with this game I have really badly is that the game, it just, like, kind of took away what made FNAF story. Like, before, like, the first 4 FNAF games were, like, had, like, a realistic fiction. Like, the spring lock suits were actually realistic, but then it got too sci-fi and out of hand. So, like, it just got, like, annoying and, like, just, like, really boring. It was annoying. And like, that's what I really did not like about it. Overall, the gameplay's pretty good. It has some of the best jump scares in the entire franchise. It's so well. And you can tell that a lot, even though, like, also I think that Circus Baby could have showed up more. I kind of agree on Ahai's video on it. I don't know. Don't judge me, but I think that I kind of agree with Ahai's video on the game. But I think it's not that bad. It's not an amazing game, but overall, FNAF 3 is better. And it showed us the Afton family. This is why I had to put it on just pretty bad, not okay. Then the next one is the original Five Nights at Freddy's. This game is amazing. The game is like it's like not exactly amazing, but it's like a game. It's so scary, and it's executed so well. It's scary. Like 100% just scary. It's almost like such a scary game that works like so well in that it's a game that can honestly, it's like so scary. It introduced the first game, and while it had some impact on indie horror, the game is so well. It does incredibly well. It's a good game, without a doubt. It's good. It does so much good things. I like the game. The game mechanics are really well. It's a unique game, generally creative, and it's not made for children. And I gotta say, we're gonna put this very good. Then the next one is Five Nights at Freddy's Air Special Delivery. Fuck this game. This game sucks. Seriously, this game is literally just some stupid, pathetic cash grab. It sucks. The animatronic like colors just suck. Help Wanted's colors were much better and unique. Well, this is just terrible. Like seriously, this is terrible. Like what the frick? Like this game sucks. Like I never felt this way towards a FNAF game before, even Security Breach. The game is just awful. It's like if it's to the point of where I just like, oh, frick, this game sucks. Anyway, damn it. This game is just some soulless cash where you get stupid skins and some stupid merch. That's what it exists for. Just a cash grab money. Stupid fast facts. Anyway, the game is awful, even with Garten of Banban. Anyway, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. My second favorite in the franchise. It does some expanding on the game mechanics, even though the game is not exactly kind of original and has kind of a lazy setup in an extent. The game is so well. It has new game mechanics, new animatronics to make it like more tense and fast-paced, better than FNAF 3. It's so well. A game that I don't think is meant to be discredited. It has some really amazing things, and overall, so Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is an amazing game. I don't know, it's kind of difficult and overwhelming, but overall, it's an amazing game. The next one is Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I do not like this game. First off, the game is, oh my god, it's buggy as hell. I mean, seriously, this game is buggy. I mean, like, I can't even, like, play the game, like, once without encountering a bug. It's just that stupid. Like, and also, the game, and also the story just, it's just, you could have had a much better story. The game is just, oh my god. I mean, seriously, the game is boring. It's the there are some things I still like about Security Breach. The one thing I did really, really like was overall the part that I really did like. I really did like the graphics and like the cutscenes are animated so well. That's why I really like it, like, a lot. And also, the scare factor for the game is just so freaking low. I can literally say the game, the scare factor is so low. The designs look like they were created in the lab to just be marketable Funko Pops, and they're made kind of for merch because they had too much FNAF merch at this point. So they're like, yeah, we just need to make these things marketable. And that's why, and even though Ruin comes out, it looks freaking amazing. It looks amazing. July, I'm getting it in July, 100%. Hope I beat the game before it, but I haven't beat the entire game, but I've known most of it, and I just think that it'd just be better just watching it than playing. Anyway, I can put this game to just be very bad. Next one is Garten of Banban 2. Fuck this game! Seriously, this game is boring as shit! This game is boring! I mean, seriously, the gameplay is just, oh, fetch quest, oh, boss battle, whatever stupid things you can think of. This game is awful. Just do not play or support this game at all. Like, it's $5, and the devs, the Euphoric Brothers, they cried about it on Twitter because you weren't able to refund the freaking game. Like, I don't care. I don't refund the game. Oh my god. And also, I think that, like, you know what's the best part of this game? It might have been like the chasing, like the first game, but no. God no. Far from it. It's not that. The best part of the freaking game is the beginning of it. Like, the first puzzle and Nab Nab are actually, like, not half bad. Well, the rest of the game is just, oh my god, it's fucking terrible. The game is stupid. This game just goes to the awful category. This game is just pathetic. It's bad, worse than the first game. And I was lucky I was able to refund it. Then Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Okay, in terms of gameplay, this game is pretty good, but it kind of be considered to be the most confusing entry of the entire franchise. And I understand it's so confusing. Just say it right now, it's confusing. Like, some of like the lines, like, I will put you back together, and don't you remember what you saw, are pretty iconic, but it's just really complicated. But the game, in terms of gameplay, the nightmare animatronics, well forced, were really good in scare factor. It's the most scary game in the entire franchise, even though I could give it like a lot of credit for it. It just means I'm just going to have to put this on just good, because it's a good game overall. Next one is Garten of Banban 3. Okay, I went myself up and down and said that I would never play this, which I didn't, but I just experienced it through this YouTuber named Tylerland264, and I gotta say, this game is, fuck this game. This game is awful. I watched someone else play in the rest of the game. It's terrible. It sucks. The game is pathetic. It's awful. Like, this goes into the shadow realm. I mean, like, this is the worst video game that's literally ever existed. Not just horror. This game sucks. This is, like, I don't care. This is the worst. This game sucks. I should just punch this game in the face so bad. It's so bad. And the cutscenes with Stinger Flynn are just shit. And the Euphoric Brothers, it's patted out like that again, so people don't beat it and request it to refund it. Unlike the second game, which the Euphoric Brothers have failed at doing it again. This game is awful. I don't even want to talk about it. I hate it so much. In this game, go to the Shadow Realm. Even though there's no Shadow Realm in this tier list, I'm going to put it at awful. Next one is FNAF World. Gameplay-wise, it's a pretty good game, but it just really took away the horror aspect of FNAF in the first place, and just didn't. And I think it could have been much better. But overall, the gameplay's pretty nice. I just don't like how it kind of changed the horror aspect to it. And I think that, honestly, it could have been, like, a little bit more better. So overall, I think I just put this game on maybe, like, pretty bad for the most part. It's kind of really. And there's Poppy Playtime. Honestly, the game is not entirely half bad as a lot of people say. First, also, the Poppy Playtime game, actually, the game's not that bad. I think that the most biggest complaint is that the game is the 30-minute tech demo, and you had to pay $5 for it when it released, which is just stupid. Like, I don't, like, get it. It's such a bad, like, it's a really bad thing that I just did not enjoy doing at all. That's why I just do not like this release strategy. And I did not like of how, like, it's like a 30-minute tech demo. Huggy Wuggy is literally made for merchandise and nothing else. I'm like, oh my god, this game, even though I think it's kind of like okay for most of the time, the game is, oh my god, it's awful. I'm like, oh my god, it's some of the most greediest things I've ever seen to come out of the horror genre. This game, I'm just gonna put this game on just very bad, unfortunately. The next one is Undertale. Never played it, and I want to play it. Anyways, Ultimate Custom Night. Anyway, I'm not really hyped about this game. First off, it's just combining most of, like, the new aspects, and it looks pretty just cheap looking. Even though Scott Cawthon was still passionate about it, it just gets, like, it's just cheap looking for the most part. Not that interesting. It could have been, like, much better, like, interesting. Wow, this is just You know what I call this? This is like not interesting. It's just combining most of the aspects. Some of the newer aspects are just like kind of boring. And also the lore could be pretty nice. And just kind of the conclusion. Or what the conclusion of the FNAF story should have been. It's just really just is much better. Like the jump scares suck in this game. But overall, if it's a passionate game, I'd have to say it's just a bad game because it's not something that I'm hyped about. So anyway, unfortunately, I have to put this game on very bad. Just don't, very bad. Don't bully me. Next one is Bendy and the Ink Machine. Okay. This game is pretty good. It has some flaws. The reason of why in the past I just kind of disliked this game is because of the gameplay. Lore and story is really interesting, but overall, the biggest problem with the game is the gameplay. The gameplay just really brought it down. And you know why it brought it down? Because, like, the gameplay is, like, fetch quests. There's still fetch quests in the Dark Revival, but it's, like, executed much more well. And also, it's just, in the graphics, just don't age the best. The game isn't necessarily scary. While it's not a horror game for kids, because there are some moments that could have blood in them, the game is just, honestly, is a good game overall. I think the lore and story is interesting. The characters are amazing, not just color blobs. And I think that the game is a good game overall, even though I just think that there could have been a lot more things better to it. So I'm going to have to put Bendy and the Ink Machine on good. Next one is Amanda the Adventure. I want to play it. I've heard someone before that it ruined indie horror, which is a joke. And I've heard it was just a pretty decent game overall. Not something like too amazing, but it did not ruin indie horror from what I've seen at all. Next one is Hello Neighbor. Oh my god, this game sucks! First off, I wouldn't blame you if if the best version of this game to play is the latest one, but no, because like that's what the main purpose of what video games are meant to be. But no, God no, you're wrong. No. The best version to play is the early alpha builds. Every other version of the game is just oh my god, it's fucking terrible. This game is a buggy, broken, glitchy mess of nothingness. The game just sucks. It's awful. Like, the game is so mechanic. And you know what the biggest problem with these games? It's not even the gameplay of these games themselves. No. God, no. It's the buttloads and buttloads of forced lore. As we all know, in our year 2023, whenever a new Mascot horror game comes out, it has to have buttloads and buttloads of stupidly more complicated than FNAF lore, overly confusing, unable to understand lore, so MatPat can make a hello internet, welcome to game theory video on it. This game is the prime example of that, and the devs pinged MatPat on Twitter. Seriously. And also, there's also like besides Hello Neighbor 2, there's also like another Among Us one called Secret Neighbor. Poor Secret Neighbor. Nobody cares about Secret Neighbor. And then there's Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek. Oh my god, this game is just shit. The game sucks. Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek. It's just lore after lore after lore. The game is just lore excuses. The game is it's obviously meant for game theory again. The game is awful, even though it's not on the tier list. It's an awful game. It's literally just to put a backstory to the game to make sure to get game theory to a video on it. So if I had to put Hello Neighbor on somewhere, where would I put it? It's an awful game. Do not play it. It's so buggy and broken. The gameplay sucks. And the story sucks. Next one is Hello Neighbor 2. This game is... Oh my god! Okay, this game! This game is awful! Seriously! I spent minutes sitting on my hardcore gamer chair that isn't a gamer chair at all, just screaming and being angry. And this is not a video, but angry and try to beat the game as much as I could and calm down. But then, unfortunately, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't beat Hello Neighbor 2. This game is just that shit. I mean, seriously, the game is shit. The game is so stupid. It's pathetic and mediocre, and the gameplay is so boring and frustrating with gameplay mechanics. The story is awful. The gameplay is literally and also half of the stuff in the content they had in the game, they announced in the game, isn't even in the freaking game. They have the Crow, who's I'm not gonna spend my time doing videos is kind of limited, but here. I'm not going to spend hours of my life. I explained the FNAF lore in 2 videos, actually the main timeline, not the modern one. And I would rather do that because I think it's also kind of interesting, the FNAF story, with an interesting, good story. Well, I'm not going to spend half of my life explaining this stuff. It's like, oh, the Hello Neighbor from Hello Neighbor turns into a freaking fairy. I don't care! Just the game sucks! This game is so bad! Like, I don't like... This game is obviously just a cash grab. The game sucks. The gameplay mechanics are so bad. I don't get it. This game should be, like, terrible. I don't know. It's a really bad game. Even worse than the first. The half of the content, the crow's not even in the freaking game. This game is awful. Next one is Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. Huh? This game's actually not entirely that bad overall. The game is, alright, kind of okay. And... It's pretty good. Mommy Longlegs is a much better antagonist than Huggy Wuggy. The game is really good overall, and there's a lot of good things that go on in it. But this game goes pretty good. It's a good game. And the puzzles are more, it's longer, and has a longer runtime. It's just not worth $10. It's more like $5. Well, the first one was like $5. It was a 30-minute tech demo. The game is, I gotta say, it's probably Playtime Chapter 2 is pretty decent. And I think that with Chapter 3, it might do a puzzle. Chapter 2, I might be interested in Poppy Playtime overall. But overall, I have to put this game at a decent. Next one is Granny. This game is simply good. You can check my Granny escaping the house with the door. That game, but it's a good game overall. It's not amazing, like some of it's not like that bad, but the game overall is a pretty good game. It's like much better than like some like Mascot. And you know how I found out about Granny? I didn't find this game by dicking around on YouTube. I didn't find this game through some like dumb social media thing when I was in 2nd grade. Nah. I found it from Granny's house. I don't want to stay. I just want to go home. I don't want to be at Granny's house. You know, get me out. Yeah, because of that. Like, the only reason Granny is so popular with kids in the first place is because of Granny's house. I don't freaking care. It's terrible. I hate it. That's why I'm going to have to put this game at a good still, even though FGTV kind of ruined it. That at a Granny's house in the Chapter 2. Chapter 3, I want to play. Then there's Dark Deception. Never played. Baldi's Basics, I have to say, it's a pretty good game. It has some really good qualities going on in it. It's a good game. Overall, Baldi's Basics is not exactly that bad of a game. It's not that good. The game is like just like the graphics suck, which I know it's not supposed to be that, but I'm overall not going to go deep into it as a play. I'm going to put this game at pretty bad. So in conclusion, in the presentation mode, this is my entire tier list of someone else's Mascot horror tier list. And if you want to pause it, you can look at everything I just put on there, and maybe you can make your own tier list sometime. I'll put the tier list in the link in the description below so you can make your own tier list about what you think of these games. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. I am QBurger, and bye. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.